Hey, okay, what up? This is for my boy Teb. Just gonna go over some Tracer gameplay real quick, some basic mechanics. So I'm just gonna go through her talents of what I think you should be going in starting Tracer. First of all, set my level to 20. That's how I do all my math. I do 20, and I'm just gonna blink over here real quick. All right. So level 1. This is unedited, by the way. I'm not doing any editing, so. I'm just going to try to make this as smooth as possible. Level 1, Pulse Strike, all the time. It increases your Pulse Bomb charge from 10 to 20%, which is going to allow you to get ultis faster and multiple ultis through a match. So your ulti charge is down here. I should go over her abilities, I guess, but it's pretty basic. You have your Q, Blink, 6-second cooldown per charge, and stores 3 of them. Unless you have quick cast on, you click Q, you point it, you click again, and you blink that direction. Your W is melee, which I'll go over right now, and then your E is recall, which allows you to go back in time up to 3 seconds ago. Gonna turn that right there. Alright. So with getting your ulti charges when you're shooting, one clip is about 6%. Okay? So you want to try to interject your melee as much as possible. So if you're running in here and you melee, now you're at a good 32% with 2 mags or clips or whatever you want to call them out of your bullets and 1 melee, because your melee is at 20%. So you're getting 6% per reload, and then you're getting 20 with the melee on top of that. Now, important thing to note is melee, actually, if you look at Tracer here, it has a radius. You can see the circle when I highlight over this. You can see the circle around. That's how you can see all the different, Blink's got her little directional arrow. Melee actually has a radius, so something I like to try to do is get in melee range of somebody within that circle, and then hitting melee, and your animation will continue if you back up. So for example, if I blink in here and flip it just right, I'm actually meleeing kind of back in this area. If you look at where the circle is, I'm going to try to pull down a little bit. You can kind of see like my melee button is active, it's colored in versus not being colored in, so I can't use it right now. Now it's colored in. I'm not necessarily right next to them, their hitbox just happens to be on the edge there. So you can hit melee and not even actually be near them, which is definitely helpful. Alright, so that's why we get Pulse Strike, to charge the ulti more. Like I said, you can get multiple of them in a team fight if you make that all happen. So Parting Gift is what I always grab second. Untouchable's good, but the way I play Tracer, my whole purpose of being the quote-unquote decent Tracer player that I am, is I kind of play this burst style Tracer. Like, the combo is this huge wave of burst, and then you're just doing sustained damage on top of that. So Untouchable's good. It's actually more damage than Parting Gift, but you can't die, first of all, which you typically shouldn't be dying as Tracer anyway. But the other thing is, this damage, although it's more, is still over a 2-second period, where that's how long it takes to unload one of your mags. It's roughly 2 seconds, where Parting Gift, leaves behind 3 bombs, but each bomb does 526 damage per bomb. So technically you have 1500 damage there, but when you use it in a combo, you're only really going to hit one of them. So we end up grabbing that. Now I'm just going to show you what that is. I'm going to turn on the toggled cooldowns. So you're going to see these little grenades bounce. Those little things right there. Now those grenades actually have hit detection, so or collision I should say. So when you watch them bounce, they always bounce in the same way. They go down this way, out that way. They almost make a Y if you look at it. It makes kind of a Y from the direction your character is looking. So it's 1 to the 45-degree angle to the back of her, another one to the other 45-degree angle on the back, and then one directly down the center. So whatever direction you're looking, one will shoot in front, two will shoot in the back of the 45-degree angles. So something you would want to do in your combo is if you get close and you E facing them, you're always going to hit that bomb, so it's guaranteed burst damage. So if you're over here, right, and there's a minion or something, or not a minion, but you know, an enemy coming through here, and we'll say he's like right where this rock is, okay? So you'll want to blink and then turn and face him and hit E. So if you watch that again, I went here, and then I clicked and turned around, so when I hit E, the bomb went forward and is going to collide with him. And early game, I mean, it scales, it does 500 damage at 20, but that's enough to kill somebody in the early game with the damage given when you get it at 4. So that's something to consider. Another thing you can do is when you get to here, instead of turning all the way around and looking at the enemy, that would be right here, you can turn and only go this direction, right? Because your bomb is still going to go in the direction that it's supposed to. So you can blink and just look that way and hit him with the bomb on the 45-degree angles. Typically this all is just from getting used to playing Tracer, that you don't really think about doing that, you just know it's going to happen. This is the explanation I would give for doing that with Tracer. So the bombs are of those directions, kind of that Y shape like I talked about. So you could blink, blink, E, blink, blink, E that way, hit the hero. So that's an important part of the combo and something you should definitely always grab. It secures so many kills. Typically, if the enemy's like right going to the gate, right, to go behind, you can blink, 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 and E, like right at the edge of the gate. And I'll even do it actually over at this enemy gate so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If there's an enemy that's running away, you can do a triple blink and then hit your E, and you will for sure get secure the kill if their hero is lined up properly with yours. Don't think about it too hard, about lining it up properly. It'll just come naturally after a while, but that is something that you want to be considering while you're doing that. Level 7, Facial Echo, always. And I'm going to try to show this off here a little bit later, but every hero takedown grants 2 blink charges, and originally I thought this was pretty bad, but after playing with it, it's really strong offensively. It basically, the way they changed it was now Tracers who were bad and were getting a get out of jail free card, even though they weren't very good Tracers, now don't have the get out of jail free card. So they're going to end up dying a lot more. They're going to end up feeding a lot more. That's something you don't want to do. So you're going to be a good Tracer, and you're going to get this, use it offensively. And in doing the combo, you basically make Spatial Echo what it was before the nerf, or the change I should say. It's not even really a nerf anymore, but before it was changed. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. I'll actually show you the combo a little bit later, but hopefully this video isn't too long. I'm going to try to shorten it up as much as I can, but I want to also go in depth so you understand Tracer pretty well. Level 10, always pulse rounds, and this increases pulse bomb's range and increases the charge rate. So basically you're just going to get your ulti more. And if you look, the ulti range is even greater. I'll just reset real quick and just re-choose my talent so you can see. So this is your ulti range typically. It's about where that flower, like right next to that flower. Oh, yeah, right there. Okay, so it's at the edge of the flower right here. And that's your regular ulti distance, right at the edge of that flower. You grab pulse rounds, and it's much longer. it's pretty considerable difference. It's really really good to have that range. You can stick people from much further distances without getting into trouble, and your ulti charges faster with your basic attacks. And since you already have level 20, or I mean you already have 20%, the pulse strikes, it ends up being really helpful to you overall, getting multiple ultis off in a fight. Bullet spray increases your melee radius and makes it AoE. So now you have even a larger melee, so I'm just going to even show you. So before we were about right here to hit a melee before level 13, okay? It'd be about this close. Now, you can be right about here. So before we were here, and now we're a little bit further back. You can get away with hitting your W and backing up out of the range. So if we look again, I'm going to get into range of it. And just walk in. So I just want to barely be in the range. See, I'm just barely in range of it. And you can hit W and walk backwards, because the melee is going to hit back here, and you have all this distance that you can actually walk, which is pretty important to get in and out of situations really fast. So that's something that I recommend getting. Sleight of hand is what I want you to get at 16 if you're starting Tracer, and then eventually work your way into locked and loaded. Locked and loaded is by far better, but it takes a lot more practice and a lot more getting used to. There's more things to think about while you're playing, so to get used to these basic mechanics for Tracer and getting the combo down, sleight of hand is better. And I'll just show you the difference of it. I'm shooting, I'm reloading, shooting, reloading, shooting, reloading. Alright, sleight of hand, shooting, reloaded. Much faster, much better. Now, just as an example, when you end up going to locked and loaded, just want one little shot tick, you have to active reload on the last half of the reload. I'm just gonna do a light explanation of this, and then I can show you more in depth later. But you click, and where that bar is blue, you want to hit it in there. And it's just a timing thing you get used to, but you end up doing a lot more damage as long as you're hitting it. So when you're ready to start getting into locked and loaded Tracer, what I'm doing right now, I recommend just doing, like I just missed that one, which isn't good, but you know, you never want to miss them. Out of 10, you can miss one, so you need to get 90% of all your reloads for it to be worth it, but it ends up doing a considerable amount more of damage. So just getting used to the timing is important, and this is an easy way to practice it. And you want to be able to do it in the midst of team fights and everything, which is why it's important to be good at it before you start picking it in games. And you'll have to get used to it in games. It'll take you a few, but once you get used to it, then locked and loaded is definitely the play. But I'm going to grab sleight of hand for now. Level 20, I think it's up to you, but I'm going to probably be going Composition B personally more than I'm going to be going Total Recall. And it's just at 8 seconds, I just don't like it, especially because we're grabbing Parting Gift for the extra burst. It's nice to have that on a lower cooldown. In a few games I was playing, I didn't even make it to level 20, and having Parting Gift on a 26-second cooldown rather than a 34-second cooldown ended up securing some kills in a team fight. So Composition B is probably where I'm going to go. If you don't have a healer and you really think you're going to get wrecked a lot, then probably go Total Recall, but Composition B is going to be the play otherwise. So I'm going to toggle on minions. With HotS bot, I'm going to try to clear this wave as fast as I can, and then kind of show you what I'm talking about for the combo here. So I'm just going to be shooting him in the meanwhile of this. I think I have a glitch with the active reload. So I'm actually going to do this real quick to reset everything.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
That should have reset it, hopefully. I wasn't expecting that. Now that'd be nutty if you could. There you go. Alright. So I'm just going to try to show you how long on average it takes to get your charges up also. So I'm just kind of harassing HotS. Something I do while I'm playing Tracer is to switch targets to minions. I just A-click on the ground and it goes to the closest minion. If I want to attack a hero specifically, I click on them and we'll use, like, so I can target the minion, right, or I can just click on HotS. And it's a real quick motion, just getting used to moving your mouse like that. So I'm going to attempt to do the combo real quick. Yeah, I need to get him kind of low. And I don't want any minions in the way, or at least very little. So as HotS is getting lower, the combo would basically be blink, blink, stick, E, and then you pop back. Now he used his, I'm forgetting what it's called right now, his heal, so that's an issue that you could run into. Now I'm just recharging my ulti real quick so I can show you the combo again. So you're going to once again, I'm just going to pause it real quick. You're going to blink in. I should have explained this earlier, my bad. I'm just going to explain it right now. We're at 15 minutes already, so the video is kind of long. Sorry. So the combo is blink in, Alt W, then E. Okay, so Q, R, W, E. Or maybe Q, Q. However many blinks is going to take for you to get to the target. That many Qs, then R, W, E. R, W, E. That ensures that you throw your ulti, you're going to get the 20% charge back added. Because if you W before you R, then that charge that you're going to get from your W is wasted. So you want to ulti, then use your W so you get the 20%, and then you're going to E out immediately, and you want to do it fast. That way you take the least amount of damage possible, and you will have your charge. And if you secure the kill, if you use all 3 of your blinks and you secure the kill, then you're going to get 2 back, and it's going to be really easy to get back into the fight. The only other combo I would say that you end up doing, and then it's just sustained damage from there, by the way. So after you do your combo, you're just doing sustained damage and you're not dying. The only other combo is if you have 20% or less to go to get your ulti, you would blink in to the target range, you would W, so your ulti would go from 80% to 100, so you'd have it, then you'd ulti, then you'd E. So if you don't have your ulti up and you're under 20%, you can still do the combo by doing blinks, then W, R, E. But typically, I have the ulti up and then I just R, W, E. It seems to be a little more efficient that way. You end up with a better charge. Anyway, so I'm going to try to do the combo real quick here, and I have my trusty little my little keyboard overlay. So I'm going to blink in, and that's the combo right there. And see, we have 2 blink charges back, and you can immediately use those to get right back into the fight. So that was really fast, but that's about as fast as you want to try to be going during this. So I'm going to try to get him low again while getting my charge up. And you can kind of see how I'm positioning myself during all this. Clicking on creeps when I'm not near him, A-clicking the ground, which is an attack move. Just trying to get him to a point where I can burst him down for a kill. Oops, went too far there. See, it threw the grenade way over him. But I got the blink charges right back after that, which is what I was trying to show you at the end there. Anyway, that's Tracer in a nutshell there. Just gonna get my ulti back real quick. Just do one more try so you can kind of see. So this is what I do for harassing. And there's another concept I can teach you later, but for now, getting comfortable with Tracer is important. Alright, so I need him a little bit lower than he is. Alright. So blink in, ulti, W, dead. And you can keep blinking because you got your double charge from Spatial Echo back from getting a pick. Anyway, that's Tracer. Sorry the video was actually a little longer than I thought it was going to be, but hopefully it was helpful. And yeah, I will see you in the Nexus, or whatever they say at the end of their videos.